DPP. Plenary panel at Lords. It has the power to fine, reprimand, suspend or withdraw Giddens' registration as a player. The hearing was adjourned until tomorrow. A reunion's been held for people who survived a severe outbreak of typhoid 60 years ago. The epidemic in Dorset claimed the lives of 51 people. The infection literally delivered to people's doors in their daily pint of milk.
The typhoid epidemic swept across Bournemouth, Poole and Christchurch in the summer of 1936. The outbreak made headline news. By the time it was over, 1,000 people had been ill and 51 had died.
People would cross on the other side of the street to avoid a house that had a yellow cross. I mean, we used to have a baker call to the house in the Milton, but they wouldn't come anywhere near. Nobody came.
Today, survivors were reunited at Merley House near Wimborne, the source of the epidemic. It was discovered that the owner of the house, Captain Angus Hambro, on the left here, was a typhoid carrier. Sewage from the house got into a stream. Cows then drank the water and the typhoid ended up in the milk supply.
I have thought of it as an epidemic that was waiting to happen for two reasons, really. Firstly, that dairies were amalgamating into larger and larger concerns, and secondly, that pasteurisation wasn't compulsory.
The Bournemouth typhoid epidemic prompted some wide-ranging improvements in public health. Within weeks, pasteurisation of milk became commonplace.
Amazing memories. That's it from us. We're back tomorrow morning. Join us then. Till then, good night.
Good evening to you. We're going to have to contend with some of those as the weather changes in the next day or so. Already we're seeing an area of low pressure developing to the south of us. That'll slip up across the country and eventually move away. And in the process, apart from giving the thundery rain, we'll eventually introduce somewhat cooler and fresher weather and a complete change, because after that we're going to have Atlantic systems and nowhere near as settled in the next few days. Some wind and rain before the end of the week. Now, we've had a band of cloud across us for most of the day. It's hardly moved, and it's made a huge difference to the temperature. Under the sunshine there in central and eastern areas, Nottingham is high as 32 degrees, that's 90 Fahrenheit. But in just a short distance, say between Cardiff and Bristol, you see the temperature drop by about 6 degrees, one in sun and one in cloud. A lot of rain too in those western and northern parts at the moment, some of it turning out to be quite heavy. It's not really going to move very far during the course of the night, so further bursts of rain through much of Scotland and those western parts of the country. Lighter and patchy across Northern Ireland and Highland region, where it'll be somewhat fresher as well, but a very warm, sticky night for most of England and Wales, the southeast of Scotland. There might be the odd shower even by the end of the night coming into central southern England, but for most central and eastern parts the day should start dry and bright with some more sunshine. But we'll have this cloud with thundery rain still in those western and northern areas, and during the course of the day I think we'll find those thundery showers edging further and further eastwards, eventually getting to easternmost parts, but perhaps not until quite late in the day. At the same time for Northern Ireland and the far northwest of Scotland, although there may still be some bursts of rain, for most of the day there it should be drier and brighter, and somewhat drier weather also feeding into the far southwest late on. Poor air quality, mostly ozone over England and Wales. In the west and north, temperatures a little bit lower than today, certainly a lot fresher in the southwest there. Another quite warm, sticky day to come though in eastern England. On Wednesday we start off with many parts cloudy, further thundery rain, but we will find the drier and brighter weather in the south edging up across at least most of England and Wales during the course of the day, and then the unsettled weather coming in on Thursday.
A family dreams of prosperity in a foreign land.
We're gonna make you a millionaire!
But a love of adventure.
You like a bit of danger.
Depends what you mean by adventure.
Smuggling. Heroin.
Might cost a man his business.
We did our best.
In this game, Jack, that just isn't good enough.
His loved ones.
You should have thought about your family before you decided to play with the big boys.
Even his life.
All we want out of this is a future. So if it's all the same to you, we'd quite like to be alive at the end of it, all right?
The nightmare begins in The Bite. Saturday, 9:15 on BBC1.
His name is Dick Tracy. Up against the meanest hoods.
I want Tracy dead!
And the baddest dames.
You don't know if you want to hit me or kiss me.
Madonna, Dustin Hoffman, Al Pacino, and Warren Beatty as the comic book hero.
You are guilty of attempting to bribe an officer of the law.
The Oscar-winning Dick Tracy, tomorrow, 10:15 on BBC One.
Coming up on BBC One, an important episode. According to Deep Throat, the pair have never been closer to the truth. The X-Files is out there for you in 50 minutes. First on BBC1, tough police drama with much realism. A brutal sex crime exposes prejudices within the squad and on the streets in Out of the Blue.
So you come this way every night, do you?
From bingo, but never again, not after this.
What about 2:30? Dog starts going mad, pulling his chain.
Did you see what was bothering him?
Didn't bother. He's always bloody barking. If I'd have known, on my own doorstep. Can't you lot do something?
Usual miracle. Everybody knows every detail, but nobody saw any.
Well, every detail, even the rape. No, I thought we were supposed to be keeping a lid on that.
Come on, Lou. They're on the central eating on gossip round here. If we don't come up with a suspect nice and quick, they will come up with a few suggestions of their own.
This bloke who attacked you, was he on his own?
Oh, what could he do with a knife at his throat? What could he do?
You didn't see his face at all then, Terry, no? He didn't say anything.
They couldn't fight. Who could? Nobody can blame him for not fighting, can they?